Hey everyone, the Good Captain here, and welcome to, what is this, round 5 of this game of 1914. I'm playing against a human opponent. Out of box, no bid. Let's do the history. Because a lot happened. This is a very interesting turn for the Entente. France purchases a fighter, 7 infantry, and an armor. At the end of this turn, they'll have 6 fighters on the board. Okay, so the French combat move, they sent in a, what did it end up being here? Was it just 3 infantry? Yeah, okay, so they just sent in 3 infantry and 1 artillery to the Ruhr. I want to see what this is. So 3 infantry and artillery against 2 infantry. So he has a just slightly over 50% chance of taking this territory. Okay. And then he pushes his army in the Union of South Africa into Rhodesia, the whole thing, which I like. He loads the infantry in Southwest Africa, loops around, pops Portuguese East Africa. So Africa is turning blue big time. There's more cleanup over here. And then this. He pushes Holland. He pushed Holland. I don't think I've seen this before. Yeah, no, I have not seen this before. That's a stomp. That's going to crush the Dutch for sure. So long to the Dutch. But wow. I don't know what to think of that move. I guess we'll see. The combat went terribly for the CP, and this is super sad. French attack 4-1 against, what was it, 1-1? No, I had 3 pieces in there. I think it was 2-1, right? I haven't done this, so you're seeing me figure this out live. So he had okay, it's not insane. He had a 31% chance, so but still just under a third, less than hitting with a single infantry on defense in regular Axis and allies, and not impossible though, not at all. And that's what he got. He he slaughtered him, and then I just completely whiffed the roll. 4, 5, 6, and things get worse. Battle in the Ruhr. Of course he takes it. He kills both of them. Whoops. Yeah, picked up both kills. Again, there was slightly more than 50% chance that that would happen. So again, not crazy. And this time we did pick up our low luck kill. So they got a better deal for it though. They only lost 1 infantry and they killed 2 and then take over a 6 IPC territory. So I don't know, like maybe that wasn't the right move for me. I'll have to think about that more. And then in Holland, this keeping with this theme, undershooting. So the CP is at net -2 here. There's 2 more allied troops on the board than statistically than the center of the bell curve would have otherwise said should have happened. Yeah, bummer. Places his units. Turn complete with a whopping 42. This is interesting now because look how much of this is blue down in Africa. Usually it's so much British everywhere, but this investment, now France is pulling 42 off the board, and there's nothing. I cannot ignore that. I have to pay a lot of attention now towards France and set that right. I can't have France all up in my grill like this. It can't happen. It can't be. British purchase an armor, a fighter, and 9 infantry. And then they do an amphib attack on Arabia. And this is the super bummer because I was hoping to have at least 1 unit left in Rhodesia because I wanted to see this British battle group get pulled into Rhodesia as well to mobility kill it for 2 turns. Right, because he has to go into Rhodesia to kill the guy, then back to Germany, East Africa for another turn, and then finally up here 3 turns. But so he got, flipped on the afterburners, and he's out of here. So he's going to be in play, and then after next turn. So that's the bummer. Loads the transports, drops into Belgium. Okay, and then stacks Persia. The only combat was in Arabia, where of course we got knocked off by the Ottomans, or the offshore, and we missed, and we whiffed on the return fire. So we rolled, 2.5 under par as the CP. Really, really bummer. This game's been pretty down the middle with dice, I think, so far in general. But that turn kind of stung a little bit. We haven't had any big major battles, I think, so the dice swings can get real nasty there. But okay, so that brings us to the Ottoman turn. And what I've decided to do is purchase a fighter and 5 infantry. And I play tested this turn 3 different ways. I tried stacking Mezzo up with everything and just ignoring these 2, the Transjordan and Arabia. I tried this is waltzing with them, but this is something I do in Classic. Ankara, Syrian Desert, Arabia, just using Mezzo's army to squash Arabia, and then sending a detachment down to Transjordan to clear that. Just to gain the material, like squash these 3 and hope they don't roll too well. Plus the gaining 2 IPCs, that's always fun too. But I only wanted to do this if I could retake Mezzo easily enough. So I'd leave a blocker, have air superiority to gain air supremacy in a counterattack, and it's too narrow. I won't run the battle calculator for you, but it's way too attritional. It's something like even or up 1 piece for me. It's just not, with this piece count, it's not something I'm interested in doing. And then the other thing was I sort of tried a blended approach, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. I don't think I would normally do this, but given how hot his last turn was and how I'm basically down 2.5 pieces, I'm okay to take this modest risk. I'm gonna send a 4-2 into a 4-2 down into Arabia. So it's a clearance team essentially. So there's essentially a 1 in 6 chance this fails. But we should squash these guys otherwise. So we kill 2, we lose 1, and I gain an IPC. And it's a small thing, but I think we pretty much have to. And then the air units all stack here. We have air superiority, so it's not likely that he would attack us. But we'll run the calc just to make sure. And of course, if this was face-to-face, you'd just use the dumb battle calculator in your head and add it up and divide by 3. It's actually, I imagine this game would probably be, and of course when I'm done doing my study of this on AAA, I'll take it to the board. I'll play over the board for sure, but it's got to be pretty simple to do the math in your head since it's only 1 round of combat. 22-5. 17-5, and then I would have 4. I doubt he would commit. So let's drop that so that it's... So if he attacked me, and then, he's not going to bring in any offshore units because they would get shelled into non-existence. So if he thumped me with 22-5, no air, and I had 17-5 with air, then it's... Yeah, it's neg 2.5, neg 3 pieces. So that's what I'm comfortable-ish with. There's a 25% chance he gets 2 hits. There's a 25% chance he whiffs, and there's a 50% chance he scores 1 hit. I'm comfortable with the 1 hit. I'll be super bummed if he gets 2 hits off of this Arabia thing. I'm not actually not too worried about him. Let me just run the stats. If let's say I nuke only 1 piece, And then he has the Arabian peace, the Transjordan peace. Now he can bring in fresh troops without fear of naval or artillery onshore bombardment. So yeah, he could definitely bring in like an artillery and an infantry in that case. And then he would not have the battleship though, so that's good. And yeah, the tank wouldn't be any good in an amphib attack. So and then 3 fighters. Let's say just I don't it'd be crazy to do that. So maybe just 1 fighter. No, it'd be crazy to do that because then we could just squash his air force. So let's just say he sends it in unsupported. Whoops. And I would have 2-2. Let's call it 2-2. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right. So that's it. Yeah, and then let's check our capital. I was going to do an analysis of this up here. I'll just speak briefly. One of the drawbacks to his France strategy taking over Africa is those 2 transports are down there. This puts a lot of pressure. Like this move he did with France means I'll have to stack Ruhr, obviously. He cannot have that territory. That needs to be retaken. That's too many IPCs. And then we'll have to dead zone Kiel, which is a great place to dead zone because it's between my production center and my main army in Ruhr now. But because he doesn't have no, never mind. I misspoke. So one of the things he can do, forget everything about the transports, one of the things he is going to be able to do now is move a French troop into Kiel, turn off the mines, and then sea lift in British units into Kiel with no issue. So this forces me to make a decision about pushing my German Navy into this position or just letting him come on in and then, obligating myself to crush him in Kiel on the next turn, but there's drawbacks to that, namely that it pulls me out of Ruhr. So anyway, that's a snapshot for a future turn. Let's roll. Oh, thank God. Oh, yes. Okay, so there, we gained back I was going to say, but that German turn went so poorly, and then the French and British turns went so well. We needed something to go right here. Okay. Okay, cool. It still sucks that these British units are up on their way to Egypt, but this is good. We can hold Mezzo now. We can hold Arabia, and we stop him from moving anywhere in Transjordan. So for the time being, this front is stable, and we'll just drop our pieces in and end this video. Okay. Okay, thanks for watching this. All the best from the good captain, and bye-bye.